Community Activities Department got a new van, yes.
What happened to the old one?
It's still there.
It's still used.
They use it.
It's
So-
got like 100 gajillion miles on it.
So my volunteers want me to get a vehicle, and that would be a perfect vehicle for us.
No, it wouldn't. The gas thing doesn't really work. I mean, it's
The lights are crappy.
Well, it's just, we're not gonna go anywhere, it's just.
Well, the public works guys use it all the time. I see Eric
They
in
do?
it.
yeah, it's in
Yeah.
constant use.
Okay.
They use the new community
They use
activities
both of them.
van for bigger projects in between us doing stuff, but both vans are in continuous use.
Okay. Thought I'd ask.
Yeah, they took over that one as soon as they.
As soon as we got the new one, yeah,
They were like, yeah.
Because there's been a handful of times they've had something going on that's smaller than the big.
That's a nice use thing if you wanna.
Yeah, I'll share it out.
Share it out.
I'm trying to get the agenda off of my computer. Do you want me to share it with me? Or I can make a photocopy of it, make a copy of it?
Yeah, that would be lovely.
Oh,
If you don't mind.
I'm gonna do it.
No, but I got the Zoom thing, but I can't get to it.
That's actually not good.
I stopped printing at home. When I started here, I had a binder and I kept everything for years in the binder. And the copies, I mean, I know I do that all the way, it's all online. So, but we had, the benefit shop, we had a volunteer party Sunday night at the golf course in Fiji. It's where we have it every year. And the first year I went, it was so boring. It was so boring. Well, there's 8, 10 tables of people, and everybody eats on these, and I go, this isn't right. So then I started, then my daughter started the board of the benefit shop on volunteer. Yeah. So I go, this is boring. So then we played games. Big
Oh, that's better.
Santa bingo, and I do some old Toastmaster stuff. Whoever was born the farthest, and we had a guy there from Siberia. You know, I mean, sort of a mixer, so it's, you just sit at your table and eat, so. And we had a thing on, different lines from the Christmas movies, named that movie. It's all online, all these games were, and people, you would think they never got out before. You know,
How many people?
40, and we had a jar with candy kisses in it.
Oh, you gave, that's how many.
That's how many.
Did they win all the kisses?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
and
a
when
good
we
prize.
win, you win the kisses.
I would definitely enter that as strategize.
Well, I helped Colin, so I couldn't really play, but I told my friend, more than 200 and, more than 200 and less than 250, because I knew there were 239 in there, but she didn't come.
I just dropped off some stuff for you on Sunday.
So that.
The Albert Road.
Oh, you did?
Margaret's been after me to get rid of a bunch of stuff, and she had a bunch of stuff.
Oh, good.
I finally did it.
Oh, well, you're such a good husband.
Sometimes.
Ellen must be on the phone because, yeah.
Oh, hi. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I thought it was only a Zoom meeting, so excuse me on that.
I'm getting this new concepts here.
Can everybody hear me as well?
I've got.
John?
Okay, there's John. Okay. Okay.
Stay as an attendee.
Good morning, everybody. It's Wanda. Just testing my mic.
Good morning, Wanda.
Good morning. Meeting's called to order. We're going to stand and pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So I did that because I didn't learn it.
Need to do the roll call. Yeah.
Roll call,
Donna Jett,
present.
Ellen Martin,
Present.
John Mysick.
Present.
Okay, we're all here.
The minutes,
No, announcements.
announcements from commissioners. I'm reading this. So many announcements because so many things have happened since our last meeting that I'm happy that we're meeting, and then most of it will be discussed in after action. So I have no comments other than happy holiday, and there's a lot going on in town. Please support the activities.
Ellen, do you have announcements?
No, not really. Just the countdown to the new year is on. And I must say that downtown Ocean Avenue in the park looks absolutely fabulous and festive and really great. So kudos to everyone.
Thank you, Al.
I would highlight the fact that the team did an incredible job. Everybody with the city at the Home Crafters Marketplace. I'm sorry I couldn't be there, but when I did arrive into town and realize how hard it had been raining all morning, I just really a lot of appreciation for everybody sticking it out and making it successful given the weather.
Announcements from staff.
I'm just sort of echoing everybody's comments. Thank you to Leslie, who did an amazing job for our event season this year. This was the first year since the pandemic with just the two of us, and I think we made it through. But it wasn't just the two of us. It was all of you pitching in and helping and volunteering for our events, along with the Public Works Department, the VIPs, who were really great and helpful with our traffic control this year for the parades, and the police department. So thank you to everyone. We couldn't do our special events without your help.
Thank you, Ashley. Order of business, approval of the minutes for September 12. Oh, excuse me, appearances. Anyone who'd like to make an appearance?
Good morning, Leslie, Ashley, and commissioners. I'm Dale Byrne, Carmel-by-the-Sea resident and president of Carmel Cares. Since Carmel Cares is really a community engagement organization dedicated to keeping Carmel beautiful, safe, and inviting, we closely monitor this commission and historically have attended most of your meetings. We love what you do and congratulate you on the success you've had over the past year with your events. Over the past year, due to conflicts, we have not attended many meetings in person, but hope to do that with our leadership from now on. At the beginning of last year, I attended Keep America Beautiful's national conference in DC. I was amazed at the energy, creativity, passion, and vision expressed by over 100 affiliates, most which were state, county, and city government organizations. Some had upwards of 10 people attending. Likewise, there were 501c3 groups like Carmel Cares that were accomplishing unbelievable things, including 2 that maintain beaches, one in San Diego and one in Broward County, Florida. We'll be attending the next conference in February in San Diego. Over the past 5 years, we have expressed a vision of Carmel-by-the-Sea engaging residents and visitors to help make Carmel be the best at a number of worthy goals. This past year, we have been putting forward a goal of Carmel being a litter-free community because we can. Having seen the challenges of places like Fresno or communities in rural West Virginia with people throwing tires and mattresses out of their trucks, our problems are pretty minimal. With only 1 square mile, a 25-block downtown area, and over 50 members of our pickup posse already picking up litter on Carmel Beach, Scenic Pathway, and around the village, along with our redoubled efforts to recycle every cigarette butt we find, we are well on our way. That being said, as I saw at the DC conference, it would be great if the vision and energy related to some of these efforts came from the city, and maybe this commission could help us with this. Keep America Beautiful just released a pledge program that may be a perfect way to get this going. It expresses a commitment from the city to do some simple programs in regards to litter reduction and beautifying the town. Carmel Cares is already doing most of these things in some form, but we could do more. This includes organizing and participating in 3 new annual community cleanups, encouraging citizens of all ages to join in removing litter from our streets, parks, and public spaces, hosting 2 reduce, reuse, recycle, or beautification events each year, enhancing our community's appeal through reduced waste, public art, planting trees, flowers, and creating, improving, and maintaining green spaces. celebrating one event each year to recognize the progress and accomplishments of our community to be clean, green, beautiful, and ready for our nation's 250th birthday. I have given these materials to Mayor Potter and Administrator Rarig, but it might be good for this commission to be engaged in the process as well to assist in getting the community more involved. Thank you again for all that you do to make our community a more vibrant and engaged place. Thank you, and I'll
Thank you, Dale.
Thank you, Dale. Any other public appearances? Thank you. We'll go to approval of the minutes for September 12 regular meeting.
I move to approve.
I seconded. Receive an update on the farmers market and discuss.
We need a roll call for the minutes.
Oh, excuse me, roll call. Haven't done this for a while. Roll call for the vote.
Ellen Martin,
Present.
John Mysick,
President Gay.
Yes.
Donna Jett.
Yes,
Approved, thank you.
thank you. Update on farmers market.
So the farmers market has been going very well. We had a special market during Thanksgiving week that was pretty successful, and I think people appreciated having that option to be able to buy veggies and food right before the holiday and do some of their shopping right here in town. The third Thursday events continue to be very popular. I plan to do a report out to the City Council in January or February with that and request permission again for the serving of alcohol. Not that that is a huge component of the events. In fact, I think we only did one, but just so that we have that option if we have a nonprofit that wants to come forward and do that as a fundraising opportunity. So, but overall, our events were well attended. We had a lot of really great bands. A partnership with Sunset Center on that, sponsoring the stages, has been working really well. They've been bringing some new musicians forth, and they've already got an idea for March. So we might start it a month early this year to take advantage of that opportunity for a group, the special group that's going to be in town. So thank you to our farmers market manager and to the Sunset Center for the third Thursday events being so successful. And then, of course, we've got our community groups listed here in your packet. That continues to also be very successful. We've got, our regulars who are there, the Friends of the Library, the Village Preservation Community, the Carmel Residents Association, Carmel Cares, and it's a really great way to do community outreach, as well as special initiatives that the city's been getting the word out about. We'll see Monterey County elections there more frequently, I hope, and then just special guests like the VIPs sometimes, iCantori, and other groups like the Symphony that are doing special initiatives that are promoting their upcoming season. So our market continues to be vibrant, and I'm looking forward to this coming spring when it starts to kind of pick back up again.
Thank you, Ashley. After action reports for the Sandcastle Contest, Carmel High, Homecoming Parade, Pumpkin, Halloween Parade, Veterans Day, Community Day, Home Crafters, and Holiday Celebration. A lot of great things that have been created by the Public Works Library and Ashley and Leslie. So you're going to talk about each one?
Yes, I'll roll through these. I know John has to get on a plane.
Sandcastle.
So rolling us back to earlier this fall, we had the Sandcastle contest in September, and we partner, as we do every year, with the Monterey Bay chapter of the American Institute of Architects. This year's theme was Time Travel into the Future. There were tons of creative castles. The event ran very smoothly, and thankfully this year the ATV was working, which was very helpful because for those of us who've dragged equipment and things across the grass or the sand, it's a lot of work. So it was nice to have that in working order. This year, we didn't have one of the council or mayor just because of scheduling and conflicting issues, so we'll try to make sure we get those dates settled sooner so that we have somebody from the government there. I think it adds a layer of pomp to the judging, and it's fun for everybody, especially if we can get the mayor down there. For next year's event, would also like to explore potentially building castles from between 7 and 11. rather than 8 to 12. That way, the judging can begin at 11 a.m. rather than 12 p.m. because about 12 p.m., people start to lose interest, especially people, families, kids. It's lunchtime. People are getting tired. They've been out there for 4 hours. And so, the judging takes a bit of time. We have to walk the length of the beach at least twice, once to, take a look at the castles and start to assess, and then to come back around to do the judging. So I'd like to pitch that for next year and talk to the architects about that as a potential to keep things moving along a little quicker. Any comments about the sandcastle contest before I move on?
This is Ellen, and I thought it was great, very creative, and I especially enjoyed the creative handmade awards that you all did at the library. It was really special.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that and with the architects and all of their families that came to do the plaque decorating. That's one of our fun events the week before the parade. All right, so the sandcastle contest. My brain already skipped ahead to the homecoming parade. So our other event in September was the high school homecoming parade. That was September 22nd. That's staged in the footprint of the farmers market and launched from 6th Avenue onto Uniborough and then right onto Ocean and down to Monteverde before making the turn to come back to Ocean Avenue. This year, with the help of the VIPs strategizing with us before the event, we decided to close the cross streets at 6th and 7th, so parallel down, going all the way down Ocean. This way, people didn't get stuck on those blocks, and we could keep traffic flowing up and down 6th and 7th Avenue until after the parade was over. This seemed to work well, and we instituted kind of a new process for making sure that we can get the streets open as quickly as possible, rolling up the street behind the parade. And we made some changes after the homecoming parade. The changes were, and we put these into action for the Halloween parade, where we realized the VIPs are most useful at the top of Ocean, at the bottom of Ocean, because they have all that great traffic control experience and their traffic control gloves. And we also placed additional signage at Ocean Avenue and Carpenter Street, reminding people of the events, as well as putting out diagrams for the Halloween parade. So we learned a lot from the homecoming parade, and I think made some really good improvements for making sure to keep traffic flowing around that event, but notifying residents and visitors of what was upcoming. So we were able to implement that for Halloween, and I think it helped with that, and we'll continue to improve with our parades going forward. Community Day. So unfortunately, we were rained out with Community Day. And I'm going to talk about how it also rained for home crafters, but what the differences were there. And part of it is, Community Day is in the park with the grass and the mud, and, people, it's a little bit different in terms of how that event rolls than home crafters. So that was canceled. We have plans to, going forward, do a Community Day event in combination with Earth Day every April, and then another Community Day in September. That way, we have at least 2 opportunities per year, especially when I'm thinking of people who are new to the community that are looking for ways to make connections and ways to volunteer, learn about what's happening. They'll have 2 opportunities to do that, once in the spring and once in the fall. So you'll see some advertising start to come out and recruitment for community groups' participation for the combined Community Day and Earth Day in April. The pumpkin roll was held Saturday, October 28th. Oh, sorry. Any comments about parades or Community Day? I'm kind of rolling through these things quickly. Ellen, John?
No.
Nope. Okay, so for the John?
No, I said I'm all good. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Oh, and this Ellen, loved the Halloween parade, and I know it takes so much work, so thank you so very much. And I enjoyed dancing down Ocean Street. And the community days, looking forward to Earth Day, and I think it's really smart to do it on that day. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Ellen. So the pumpkin roll, overall went very well. We had really good attendance at that event. The only minor hiccup we had was the dumpster was delivered late. So next year, we're just going to make sure that we absolutely have Saturday's contact info for green waste, just in case anything ever happens like that again. We were able to get a hold of them, but it was a nail biter. And then we're going to make sure the dumpster's delivered at 8 a.m. That way there's additional buffer if there's anything that goes wrong, so we're not waiting around for the dumpster or anything like that. And thanks to Councilmember Richards, he was there with me at the top of the hill. He put on some great Halloween music for the crowd while we were waiting for the arrival of a dumpster, and it really made things festive. In addition to the pumpkin roll, Max's Helping Paws had their annual Halloween fundraiser at the Forest Theater. Last year, this was held at Carmel Plaza on the same day as the pumpkin roll. I think that's great having both events. It makes it for a festive day. You can go and see the dogs in their costume. You can roll a pumpkin. It's a nice Saturday in town. One of the suggestions that we had from the VIPs as part of our after action was consider closing a portion of Mountain View if Max's Halloween event is held the same day as a traffic safety measure. There was a lot of pedestrian traffic, and there's, of course, no sidewalks on that stretch. So I think that would be helpful, and we'll look at doing that for next year. Any comments about pumpkin roll? Nope. All right. Halloween parade we've kind of already touched on. Just for our purposes for planning, make sure that we ask groups as part of our registration form that we know how many vehicles are coming with, so that I have everything spaced out adequately in the staging area. That would be a help. And then we're going to try making all of Ocean Avenue no parking for the event. That way, this provides spectators with more room to view the parade, and will hopefully mitigate people on the medians. I already have some plans for the medians as well in terms of some testing with a new kind of fencing for the high season to protect the medians. So that will be coming forward, but I think that having more space on Ocean Avenue to watch the parade will be great. And then I did have some comments that were shared with the commission from Nancy Toomey, who's on the CRA board. One of the things she had specific to the Halloween parade was that the parade moves too quickly to hand out candy. And I heard that from someone else as well. So I think we just need to have the color guard slow their march a little bit. They were
The parade was very, very nice. I was fortunate to be able to ride in it, and everybody was so happy. It was like, they all took a happy pill, and let's have a good time. So I was it was very low-key and hometown and very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
We had the Seaside Drum Line back again this year, and then we invited the Tam Tam drummers to, get that Halloween spirit up before the parade. And it was really fun afterwards because they were, sharing their drums with kids and families, and they were kind of drumming together. And that was a great time in the park. Any other comments about Halloween? Okay. Veterans Day, that of course was held November 11th, as it is every year. It's always wonderful working with Post 512 on this event. The one item of note I had was I had tried to provide Glastonbury, our company that provides the sound, for some of the instrumental tracks for the sing-along, but they weren't in the correct key. So next year I'll coordinate with the song leader better on that, because I am not a singer or a musical person. And that, I think, will really jazz up the sing-along portion of that event. Now on to Home Crafters. Home Crafters was an adventure this year. This is the first time since 2014 that it has rained, and it rained all morning until we launched, and we were in communication with all of our vendors every single day, for the week leading up, and really looking at, should we cancel, knowing how the rains were, especially last year in January and March. We didn't end up canceling. The majority of the vendors were game to come. I think we had 2 vendors who had dropped out, not for weather-related issues, but just illness, and then 2 vendors who did not come because they were worried about the wind, and they had glass objects, so that wasn't going to work for them. But otherwise, everybody else showed up. We heard continually from the vendors, it's one of their favorite shows. And when we hit 9 a.m., those shoppers were out in full force. You never would have known there was any rain or any problems all morning long for those of us who were out there. And thank you to Ellen and Donna. I know you were across the street at the Women's Club getting set up. Let's see, what else did I have of note? Lions Club came and they parked their trailer the night before. They provide, hot coffee in the morning and food all day long. And that worked very well. Their trailer is large and it can kind of jam up the lanes sometimes. I mean, we're moving a lot of vehicles around in the morning, and so it was very helpful to have them kind of quasi set up. Again, kind of along the same lines as the parade, ask the vendors how many cars vehicles they will need to unload. We had some people that were scheduled for a 5:30 time slot, but then they had a second car show up at 7:30 that was unexpected, and we've kind of staggered everybody in a certain way so we don't jam the aisles up too much. So we'll get that information from them, and that will help. And then we want to do some directional signage on A-frames around the Sunset Center lot, directing shoppers to the other craft shows and make a little map that we can hand out to them. That's a frequent question because we have the Home Crafters Marketplace that day. Women's Club has their crafting event, All Saints Church, and the Church of the Wayfarer. So it's definitely crafter day, crafter noon, and it's very popular. Town is absolutely packed on that Saturday before.
I'd like to thank the team who made it happen. The rain helped us a little bit because everybody came in out of the rain. And our food we had to have inside, and what we had was hot soup and salad. So they sold all of it, and our vendors were very happy. Sweet Reba's was there with her sweets, and it just is so wonderful to have all of us together. And being in the newspaper together, and the ad is a benefit to everybody. And some people didn't know where Sunset was. They came in and they go, "Where's Sunset?" Went across the street down. So it was a collaborative event. And again, thank the city for including the two churches and the Women's Club.
All right, so on to the holiday tree and menorah lighting event. This was the one that just happened, and we had this was held on Friday, December the 1st, so it's always that first Friday in December. This began with the Del Monte Brass playing music in the park at 3 o'clock, and they have quite a following, so we had a crowd lined up and ready to go for the start of that event. Santa and Mrs. Claus arrived a little after 3:30 due to some issues with the fire engine that was escorting them, and then our menorah lighting was at 4 o'clock, and there was a great turnout for that as well. The tree lighting ceremony itself began at 4:30 p.m. And overall, the evening went well. There were no major issues. Things we will do for next year, get better stanchions for Santa's line and something a little longer so we can keep the line moving, but also keep the flow in the park better so that it's not jammed up in the middle and people can get through to Ocean Avenue. Reconfigure the placement of the stage so that more people can actually see the program. So we're looking at that, as well as additional speakers, both in front of the stage but behind the stage, so people like me who are working backstage can actually hear where we are better in the program and what our speakers are saying. And to improve that backstage area, to keep some of the areas roped off from the general public, especially as we get closer to the actual timing of the tree lighting itself. It gets pretty packed back there and a little chaotic. And then blocking off the equipment at the front of the stage so that children can't climb on it. They were dancing around, which was fabulous, but it was a little worrisome that kids were starting to climb on things that they shouldn't have been. Feedback we heard, and this was included in correspondence from Nancy Toomey as well, and we've heard it from others, which is that the program itself was too long and a little slow. Last year we had it dialed down to about 5:30, and we had some late ads in terms of acts that came in, and so I have ideas for shortening it and kind of rearranging the program itself for next year. This event, I've been doing tree lighting since 2014, And this was an enormous, I've never seen such a crowd. So we are really drawing people to the city of Carmel-by-the-Sea. It felt like Car Week out there. And thankfully everybody was fairly well behaved and I think had a really great time. And I know I heard the plaza was packed as well because they do their event just starting from 5 to 7, their open house. And that rounds out the calendar year event season before we start to think about planning for next year and what we're going to do. And again, thank you to everybody that participated in all of our events and who attended them. And that's my report out for this year.
Thank you, Ashley and Leslie. Consideration of the adoption of a meeting calendar for 2024. I have the calendar in front of me, and I assume the red, of course, is the normal Activities Commission meetings, and then the green is the Friday before is when the packet is sent. Okay, that's what it says on the top. And it doesn't have is there another list of all of the activities?
I didn't include it this time because we haven't had a chance to go through and start plugging dates in yet, so you'll have that for the January meeting.
Okay.
The only thing I would say is that I know that August, we often combine the July and August meeting simply because, holiday travel, but also the 13th is during Car Week. So the commission may want to consider a combo date for July and August. Or just canceling the August meeting and going with July.
Yeah, that's what we had historically done, is cancel August and just go with July and September. So then the next meeting will have a calendar for the year as best as we know, like the Earth Day and all of the activities.
Yes, absolutely. So is there any motion to change the calendar or adopt this meeting calendar?
Well, I would make a motion that we change the 13th of August because that's Car Week. And skip that meeting and combine it.
I mean, you could combine it to the 16th or the 23rd of July and move that a little bit.
Yes, I make a motion that we combine it to July.
The 16th?
Yes.
I second that.
Okay, so July 16th and no August meeting.
Okay.
And John seconds.
I'll second that motion.
And then Leslie takes the vote.
Ellen Martin.
Yes.
John Mysick.
Yes.
Donna Jett.
Yes.
Approved, thank you.
Very good.
Okay. And then in January, we'll have the calendar, and if there's any other items to be put on the agenda, you can contact Ashley or Leslie.
Absolutely.
Okay. Would that be it?
Yep.
That would be it. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you all. Travel safe, John.
Thank you all. Merry Christmas, Happy
holidays.
New Year.
Really appreciate it. Yep. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy
Hanukkah.
holiday. Okay.